All right, so let's further that conversation now. Another perspective, we have, the market side. Here's the regulator, the lawmaker, those who will feel or leave out that law. We have Mr. Mukto Mohammed, founder of Finance with Mukto, right here in the studio. Mr. Mohammed, I do hope that you heard most of what Mr. Ayedele said. What's your reaction?
Well, I think all the things he's saying, I'm just hearing it for the first time.
So that means there's the need for sharing, clarity, and
a lot of things. If you have followed one area that investors, you see those respond from investors that the retroactive charges, which was saying that even if I bought the share 10 years ago, I will pay capital gain tax. And he's coming out with clarity that no, it's going to start from the gain you start acquiring from 2026 when he signed into law. There wasn't clarity on this before now. No platform has brought this clarity. So that when you come to tax law, clarity is key. In any economy, when you come to tax, clarity is key. Whether you are thinking whether government is using it for capital gain, for revenue or not, that is not what an investor is looking at. Tax has gone beyond revenue. Tax is not being used to grow the economy, like what he's trying to say. You want to see smaller businesses, you want to, especially in Nigeria that we have the informal sector. Fantastic, but to investors, you don't just come from a place of, it's like I'm a 1-year-old child and you are telling me to run. Meanwhile, we are paying 10%, 10% was what you were even charging others. The capital market was exempted from 10% withholding tax. There was a time during the time of President Obasanjo when we have good luck, or when we have Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the capital market was exempted from tax as a whole for almost a year before they started introducing it. So if that tells you the value of the capital market, and then we are not paying that, you just came in and from 0% to 30% without clarity. So that for me, yes, retail investors. You said, okay, if you're retail investors, 150 million, fantastic. Then you now look at who are the retail investors, who are the high net investors, who are the institutional investors, who are the pension fund administrators. Today you are now coming out with more clarity. See, pension fund administrator will not pay those taxes. Today you are now coming out with more clarity that institutional investors will not pay those taxes. Who are these institutional investors? Are they the local institutional investors or foreign institutional investors? We need to get clarity moving forward so that you don't begin to hear like the market side where people, when you in the morning when you go to the newspaper stand, you hear a lot of stories. That seems to be what has happened. There was no clarity, so everybody was interpreting it based on what he has listened to him in YouTube or whatever. So I think it's good that we are coming out with clarity, and the market is even responding. At this morning, as I was coming into your studio, all the banking sector on beat. So that tells you the challenge was the capital gain issue. There are other issues. You can talk about the utterances from President Trump in Beijing. Yes, part of it. You can also talk about the government response to that utterance is also part of it. You can also talk about the seasonal one that is always there between October and November. It's part of it. But the bigger picture was the capital gains. I have investors that were exiting the market saying, okay, since you want to charge me for what you did not even labor for, I have been holding this stock for 20 years or 10 years, I will exit the market. So you not even charge me for that because your policy has not come to see. I will come back in January, then begin to tax me on the gain. So that is it. So we need clarity, and I'm happy that you have brought clarity. I'm happy the minister said it yesterday that we have heard you, and I think that was
the reaction when the minister said there's going to be a balanced capital gains. I mean, people couldn't even wait for him to finish, and everybody was clapping.
Even now with that time of Yodele, a thing that is not telling us you didn't hear me clearly, but you hear me clearly. I will engage you more, and that is the key in terms of policy. Engage the key players of this policy so that you could have a clarity on what we are going to. But in Nigeria, first of all, we have passed it into law, we are signing into law, then you now come tell me this is the way one. Then what am I going to say? But good for this, we have the financial law which could also balance up whatever decision that will be taken. For me, I think what the market needed was clarity. The only success story anybody can turn to today of the President Tinubu economy policy is the stock market, is the capital market. It has not only brought wealth to ordinary or smaller Nigerians, it has also created inflow that has brought stability to the FX market that we are seeing. Oil price is down, it's not even up to government benchmark, but the inflow is helping boost the reserve. We must not kill the egg that the play that egg only. We must sit down and look at this golden egg and see how can we help. I give an example. Singapore, when they started, how did they grow wealth with their citizens? And the GDP, whatever they call it, is growing. They make sure that every public servant has a share in the capital market. That was the vehicle they used to drive those wealth creation that brought them from a third world to a first world economy. We need to engage the capital market. We cannot be a $1 trillion economy, and we are now saying we neglect the capital. It will not work. Banks are still looking for capital, and you are bringing capital gain tax. How do they attract investors? I'm happy he's saying it now. I'm happy the minister is responding, and the market is reacting to it also. So it's good news for those investors that took risks last night or through the 3 days.
Maybe some people will try to get back in. At least
that's bad news. That's bad news for them. Because actually exiting because of the news. So, and again, government should learn to respond, not react when country makes statements that will affect investors' confidence. We are reacting to President Trump issue instead of responding. What a good government should do is to say, we've heard him. We are engaging diplomatic channels on how to resolve this issue. He is also a player in fighting against global terrorism. He is the only president of America that sold the fighters plane to Nigeria, even when Barack Obama refused to sell it to us. He has all been an advocate for fight against global terrorism. Just yesterday, Syria president went to the White House to engage him. Finally, the Syrian president that was an Al-Qaeda is now engaging the president because he has said, okay, we can fight terrorism together. Look, the market is responding because of what the government was saying. How many factories do we have in the Northeast that are listed in the exchange? But investors reacted to the pronouncement. We know we are a sovereign nation. We are a sovereign nation, but we need help. So we are not talking. I don't agree with the fact that there's a Christian genocide alone. No, both sides are being killed.
Yeah.
But then he brought up the point of the Christian genocide. When you look at Nasarawa, you look at Plateau. It has been on the news. Hundreds of people being killed, and we just go about like it is normal. And somebody is saying, look, I can help you, and we are not saying, no, we don't need your help. We need help. We need help.
I guess it's the packaging of the help that we are looking at.
Yes, and
that also affects sentiment.
I remember the government letter after all the uproar from the presidency, they came up and said, we are engaging.
Yes, I think this week
we should be engaging. We shouldn't come up and just want to fight. America is powerful than Nigeria, and when America sniff and tells you, investors will begin to hold back their phone because they don't know what will happen. We need a two-way system. If you are trapped in between issues that have to do with security, you don't want to come because again that means you might not be able to repatriate your money back. So those are what they are looking. So those events, President Trump's capital gain and the seasonal issues were what affect the market. But you can't say one affected the market, but one really hits the market. It was the capital gain tax. Investors have sat down and looked at the pronouncement by President Trump. At the end of the day, if it happens, it's going to bring more confidence. We don't have mining company listed because again, it's going to attack illegal mining. But we don't have mining company listed, so that would have helped mining company. But agricultural companies will begin to benefit because now food items will begin to come from the north. So market have seen that information. Market react. Market always react. Then you now begin to look at the response letters. Okay, what? Let me look at this speech. Does it really help? So the market have channeled President Trump's speech and is now looking at it as positive. But the capital gain tax today, we are now beginning to see it as positive. And the market is telling me, finally, thank you for bringing positivity. It's responding with full beats on the financial stocks and other stocks. So for me,
so now what should we be doing? Thank God we have the clarification from Mr. Ayodele, and I believe that he's going to also try to spread this.
Yes.
Since he knows that it's been lack of clarity. So what should we be doing now that we have this information? Of course, some people will watch here on channels at this time. Some people will see the cutout later on our YouTube channel. I believe you will talk to some of your investors who are pulled out and try to, persuade them to come back. But what should be a normal approach to try to bring back confidence through this?
This is what they've started already. Engagement. I'm happy to say we still engage the players. You need to engage the players. You need to engage the market player. You need to engage the capital market. You need to engage the regulators, NSE, Security and Exchange Commission. They need to be engaged. We need to enlighten investors. But again, in engaging, I'm also looking at, do you also engage foreign investors? Do you also give them that
meeting with foreign investors?
We are just hearing that for the first time. We're just hearing that. So that's what we need. And the last time I heard him talk about foreign investors, he said they are happy that we are implementing such a project. That was the last time I heard from him. But again, they are not happy. If they are happy, they will be coming in. They are holding back. So definitely something is wrong. So for me, engagement is key. Knowledge is key. Let the market have the knowledge of what they will gain. Look at the gain. He's telling us pension fund, institutional investors. We didn't know that before now. So those are the gains that he's telling us. He's telling us, okay, you don't have to pay. Because somebody told me, look, Mukta, I bought a share 20 years ago. And I bought that share at 50. Let me give you, he gave me an example. Say I bought Fidelity Bank at 88 kobo. Today, Fidelity Bank at the close of market was 17. You don't want to collect capital gain tax on that. What is left for me?
And a lot of people do not even know that even with the misconception, it's only when your gain is up to 150 million. So everybody's just, please, let me just say,
what is not seeing it like that? So before I came on, somebody told me that why are they even putting it at 150 million? They should begin to put it at 1 billion. So when we have 1 billion, then that's when you cannot pay capital gain tax. But again, looking at it, global best practice in developed economies in the world, capital gain tax depends on the duration you stay in the market. Some economy, the US market, if you're a short-term player, you pay more taxes than somebody that's going to be there for the long term. So we need to look at this.
And we also said one thing, which is if you are reinvesting your gains, you are also exempt.
Exactly.
A lot of people do not know that.
A lot of people even know that about reinvesting their gain. But what of the day I'm exiting? Will you now tax all what I reinvested when I gain and put back? So there's no cut. And if I buy in 2026, as you say now, and I'm exiting in 2027, does it mean you start the capital gain tax from 2026 to 2027? Or if I stayed in the market for 5 years, for 3 years, it's just like what they say. They said if you go to visa, after 5 years, no matter the data you have before, it's wiped off. You have to bring in new data. Your sins are forgiven, even if you were rejected. So the same thing. If we are talking about tax, to deepen the market, to create wealth, long-term wealth for your citizens through the capital market, you need to make them have confidence in the capital market. And you know what I always say? The capital market is not a sprint; it's a marathon. So when you allow investors, your citizens, to begin to invest into the capital market for the long-term growth and prosperity, then you are beginning to tell them that if you are in the market for the next 2 to 5 years, after that you are exempted. If you bring in new funds, that new funds after 2 to 5 years is exempted. So we'll see what that will do to the market. Then we are telling foreign investors, if you stay in our market for the next 2 years, we give you this.
At least to reduce portfolio investment.
And that will bring in inflow. Look, Nigeria is competing with a lot of economy for the inflow. We are not the only destination that investors want to come to. So we must make our own environment attractive for them. And the capital market, the government is listing their own in the capital market also. The government is listing it. We are looking at the capital market as the CBN government saying you want to build a 1 trillion economy, you have to start with the financial sector. The financial sector is in the capital market. Look at what the kind of publicity the financial sector has brought to the Nigerian economy. Remember when GT went to list in the exchange, it was oversubscribed. The government went to Eurobond. People are looking at it, the government is telling us, it was oversubscribed by 400%. Fantastic, but do we look at the yield? We're giving them about 9%, which is one of the best you can get any part, because we became highly risky by that statement from Trump before that issue. So you should know that utterances alone can create panic. And when there is no clarity, what every businessman deals with is tax. Every businessman is looking for, how can I reduce my taxes? So you need to bring clarity so that it will give you more confidence to want to invest in the market.
Mr. Muhammad, just before we let you go, this having more of domestic investors in the market, sometimes it excites me because those foreign investors.
I'm excited about it. I said it on your program before. I said, what
excites me? View it as a problem and keep talking about how to engage the. I know we need the dollars, we need the foreign exchange.
You see, the world has become a global village. You can't isolate yourself. That is one. Secondly, our oil is the only means of FX, strong means of FX. Some years before the advent of COVID, the diaspora remittance was higher than the gain in crude oil. You get it? So we need the FX to stabilize our exchange rate. Once exchange rate stabilizes, you attract inflow. That can also be a means of diversifying your economy. It's not every economy that diversifies through agriculture. Go to other economies that diversify through attracting investors to invest in, like United Arab Emirates.
India is doing a lot of diaspora.
So we need the dollar. Yes, I enjoy domestic investors, like you said, but retail investors, I enjoy them. But you know how it works in this market when it comes to retail investors. They cannot sustain the bullish run that you really want, and you cannot be an island of your own. So you have to open your market globally. And then we are struggling with FX inflow because of low oil output and low oil price. So we need those effects. We need foreign investors now to continue to enjoy the gain that we are seeing in the FX market.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Mukhtar Mohammed, founder of Finance with Mukhtar. Thank you for giving us a balance from the market side of what's going on with the capital gains tax, and we hope to see a difference. I can't wait to report a green market. I'm so tired of this.
You will report it today.
Yesterday we lost more than 4 trillion naira.
You can start reporting it that the market is on full beat.
Market is on full beat. All right, thank you so much for your time on the program. Let's take a break now. When we come back, we're speaking to our correspondent Ayola Kasim, who is all the way in Brazil covering the COP30. She'll be telling us the business side of things. All those funds that are available, are we accessing it as Nigeria, as Africa? She'll tell us about it after the break. Please stay with us.